I'm just driving home from work, and I just wanted to chit chat with you guys a little bit. A few people are wondering, like, why I haven't been on, what's been going on. Those closest to me have been wondering, and so I wanted to just give a little. I talked to you guys in a recent little random giveaway video where I told you guys that we've just been dealing with a lot of personal things in our family, and I had mentioned that I would come on and share that with you guys, and I had considered doing like a video where I'm just getting ready and I'm doing my makeup, but I knew that it would be super emotional to come on that way, so I figured I'd just come on and chat just a little bit on my way home with you guys, see what I can get said and whatnot. And it may be a little loud because I'm on the turnpike and I do have a loud vehicle. I have a Jeep, and the Jeeps do not, the type of Jeep that I have, they do not diminish the loud sound from the outside. It picks up everything. So in advance, I apologize if that's the case. But I just wanted to come on just share a little bit with you guys. So I've been kind of MIA on YouTube and social media. I mean, I've posted a few things here and there, but I've kind of been MIA because we lost my father-in-law, and it's been getting better, I will say. When I'm filming this video, it's already November. We lost him on October 1st. Basically, him and my mother-in-law had got COVID back in September, right before my husband's birthday, and they had got COVID. My father-in-law ended up in the hospital first, and then my mother-in-law ended up in the hospital. She ended up coming home before him, and after that it just kind of went downhill for him from there. He did have COPD, which we know is like the worst thing you can have with COVID. He was already in treatment for that, for COPD and on oxygen prior to getting COVID. So we all knew as a family that if he got COVID, that things may not go well with him. Of course, we held on to our faith, and we believed that, continue to pray and trust God and all of that. I will say that in those times when you are going through something, I don't know for you guys, but our family was praying like we've never prayed before. I mean, we were pleading and crying out to God for his help to heal my father-in-law. And I don't really like to say my father-in-law. It is my father-in-law. It's my husband's dad. But to me, he was just dad. When my dad passed away, and I still have my stepdad, whom I love very, very much. But here in Oklahoma, where I live, my father-in-law was here. So when my dad passed away, my real dad, he really was there for me and really helped me to get through that. And he just picked up those pieces that I needed, here for that father figure. And he was such an awesome example to me and what a father should be. Mother-in-law came home from the hospital. He did not. And we kept getting reports that he was doing so much better, and he was progressing, and they were lowering his oxygen, and he was breathing better and all that kind of stuff. And then we went to go see him finally because they had moved him to the ICU, and because he was COVID positive, they wouldn't allow anybody in there. And then he tested negative for COVID, and they moved him back to a regular floor, and so we got to see him. It was on a Sunday, I remember, because it was after church, and we went to see him, and he didn't look so good. He didn't look like himself. His eyes were really dark. You can tell he'd been through a lot, and we just tried to encourage him the best we could. And we continued letting them know that we're continuing to pray. We're not giving up. And when we left the hospital that day, we got a phone call that they were rushing him back to ICU because his levels went down again. going to put him in a intubated coma, I guess is what it's called. Now, if you guys are familiar, you know that anytime they put anybody in an intubated coma, it's not good. You have very few positives that come out of that. A lot of them are mostly negative, so we knew that this was not a good thing. But again, we continue to pray. We continue to hold on to our faith and trust God and pray, that God's will would be done and that God would intervene and completely heal his body. And we all held on to that and believed for that. It was about a week later, I want to say, that they did that. He had been in the hospital already, so you figure he went in at the end of August. We're getting close to October. It's the last week of September. No, excuse me. Yeah, when they ended up, so he went into the hospital at the end of August. By the time they intubated him, it was the end of September. So he had been in the hospital for about a month, a little over maybe. I can't recall the exact dates because it went by so fast and like things happened so fast. But after that, when we were going to sleep, it was on a Friday around 12 a.m. It was October the 1st, I remember. Yeah, it was October the 1st. And we get a call from my sister-in-law, Gina. And she's my husband's sister. And she's like, they said we need to go to the hospital right now. Dad's been coding. And they don't think he's going to make it. It's the machines that are keeping him alive and all of that. Of course, it was very frantic. So all the adults in the family, myself, my husband, my brother and sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and my mother-in-law went down to the hospital. And basically, he was not, obviously he was still in the coma that they put him in, so we couldn't talk to him. But we knew at that point that he was no longer with us, and that the Lord decided that it was his best will to take him home. And it was a very, very hard time. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought on what I want to say. So he passed away October 1st. In the beginning, I will tell you, like, non-stop crying. It was very, very, very hard. It's still hard to this day because there's times where you almost forget that they're gone, and then you realize that they're not here because you get to thinking about them. But that is the reason why I have not been so active on my YouTube for the last several months and on social media. And I'm just trying to be strong for my kids. I'm trying to be strong for my husband. My husband is so much stronger than me, and even though it's his dad, and I feel like I lost my actual parent to losing him, he's been so strong. And he has his moments where he'll call me and just tell me he's having a hard day at work and all of that. But for the most part, he's just glad, which we all are. We miss him so much, but he had a lot of other health issues before the COVID, and he was trying to get through all of that as well. And I think he just knew that it was his time to go, And if I'm completely honest with you guys, I found myself angry. We were so excited about the holidays and being together and all of that. It's going to get really bumpy and my phone might fall, you guys. So I just want to let you know, because I live on very countryside roads and they're very bumpy, unfortunately. But as I was saying, so I kind of felt anger there, not so much anger like towards God, but just the anger of why, because we had held on to this faith. And then it didn't happen the way that we wanted it to. I have seen and heard, God, so many testimonies of people that have been healed in any area, not just with COVID, but like sicknesses and cancer, and God healing them and all of that and stuff. And then it just, at times, you get to thinking, how come that couldn't have been done for us? My mother-in-law, it's day to day, I mean, she lost the person she spent most of her life with. 47 years she was married to him. She wasn't prepared mentally, physically. She was trying to get herself better as well. God has really helped her because she's not on the oxygen anymore, and she got to come off of it fairly quickly, and she's doing so well. So we have things to be grateful for. But the loss of my father-in-law was very hard. We're just trying day by day to get through it and make it. Today's a good day. Yesterday, was a good day. But I know as the holidays approach, because we talked about all the things we wanted to do together, it's going to be difficult, but I know we're going to get through it, and we're going to honor him through the holidays and still as though he's there, even though we know, like, physically he's not. The memories that we have, and that they can still watch over us. I do believe that. So yeah, that's pretty much why I've been MIA. Like I said, I wanted to film this video a long time ago, but I knew that if I did, it would be super emotional and me crying, and I didn't want to have, I love being raw with you guys. I always do. I want to always be 100% with you guys. I just didn't want to be that emotional and film the video because it wouldn't be healthy on my part. So I decided not to do that. And I decided to just film like a little vlog as I'm going home, trying to, continue with life as you're supposed to. You're supposed to continue living and being and all of that. And that's all we're trying to do for our kids. I don't feel like it's really hit my kids yet. They've cried, they've shared different things, but everybody heals in their own way. If you've lost somebody that you love so much, everybody heals differently, and everybody handles their pain and their hurts differently. So the way that I would handle mine is not necessarily the way that my husband would or my kids. So just allowing that time for everybody to mourn the loss, because when you think of losing someone you love, you might think of mourning after the fact, like the weeks after, but it goes on for a long period of time. My real dad passed away in 2017. I've shared that with you guys. And there's moments and times that I am very emotional and just have a rough day. And then there's times where I'm just like ecstatic about the memories that I have with him, and it brings me a smile on my face and things like that. The sad thing I will say about the loss of my father-in-law is it was the same month as the loss of my dad. So I have two people I have to memorialize, I guess is the word, on the same month, which I'm not too fond about that, obviously, but it is what it is. I have no control over that. But that part was hard on me too, because I had to mourn him and then remember the loss of my dad. As far as our family goes, we're trying to be there for each other the best way we know how. We're trying to be supportive for my mother-in-law and just be there for her in every area that we can. Of course, her mourning is going to be different than ours because that was her soulmate, her other half for 47 years. And just trying to basically make a new life with him not physically here is not easy. I can imagine it not being easy for myself, because God forbid if I was to lose my husband, I can understand what she would be going through. I do appreciate all of you, and I know who you are, you know who you are, that kept our family in prayer, that was constantly checking on me, constantly encouraging me, helping me through this hard, difficult time. I love and appreciate all of you so, so very much. Of course, words couldn't express that. I'm just so grateful for those people that I have relationships with here on YouTube. You guys have definitely helped me to get through it, so I appreciate you guys. And yeah, so I just wanted to come on and just share that with you guys. Life update. It's a drastic change, but through it all, I am grateful that he's not suffering anymore, because he was day to day, he was always in pain and just having a hard time. And we know now that he's no longer in pain, that he's perfectly fine now. And we know that we'll see him one day. That's our goal, you know. My father-in-law's biggest thing that he wanted for our family, for his grandkids, for his kids, his daughter-in-laws, was, and for his children, was for us to live for God 100%, fully by the word, and just, you know, live right. So, of course, we're excited to one day see him again. He's an awesome, awesome man. And I did film the funeral and the memorial. They did a beautiful memorial service for him because he was a military vet. And I filmed all of that, and it was absolutely beautiful. So if my family doesn't mind, I will probably share that with you guys. But he was a Vietnam vet, I believe, and he served in the military, and he was just an awesome, awesome man all around, altogether. Awesome father. I've been in this family. I've known my husband since we were 15. I was 15, he was 14. But I've been in their family since I was 19 years old. So that's a long time, and I'm 41 now, so you can do the math. But he definitely was a true blessing to me, and I'm going to miss him greatly. And yeah, so I'll probably come on again and just share with you guys like a little memorial video about him. Like I said, I filmed that a military one, and I want to share it with you guys because it was so beautiful. It's not long at all, so I may do that, and then you can just kind of hear what kind of person he was and all that. But we were truly blessed, and I was truly blessed, I could say, to have been his daughter-in-law and a part of his family. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Today is a good day. Like I said, we have our moments, but we're getting by, and we're getting through it, and you know, we're still trying to live life because that's what he would want us to do. But I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I did just get home, and that's kind of all that I wanted to say. Again, thank you guys so much to those who have sent me messages, text me, called me, checked on me. I really appreciate it that you noticed that I was not around and not my usual self. So thank you guys so much. Again, I know who you are, and it's so appreciated. Words could never express, but I want you to know that I'm so thankful. So I hope that you guys just enjoyed this little chit chat video. I hope everyone is doing well and taking care of themselves. I pray that you guys are blessed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.